Well, I just made a whole lot of videos on drumming technique, and I kind of want to wrap it up here with this video and talk to you about musical expression, because I've used that term a lot in my videos, and I don't know that everybody maybe understands what that means, and so I'm hoping to kind of put it all together here into one nice package with a bow on top and help you understand the point of it all. What's the point of it all? The point of it all is musical expression. Musical expression is how we reach people. If no one wants to listen to you make music, then you're not reaching people. And you can have all the technique in the world, the best, you can be the fastest, best player in the world, technically, but if you're not reaching people with your music, your art, then it's only for yourself. And if you're happy with that, of course, that's perfectly fine. But I think we all long to reach out to others through our art form, for us, which is music, specifically drumming. And you know, we're at a disadvantage, because as drummers we only have rhythm and sounds. We don't really have pitch. We're not a trumpet player who can play different pitches. We can't do what Miles does. We're not a guitarist with all kinds of strings and fingers and frets, and we can't reach people like Stevie Ray Vaughan did or Hendrix did. You know, we don't have or the bass. We can't be Jocko and reach people the way he did. We have our drums, and we have to reach people through our instrument, which is rhythmic based and with different sounds, different timbres, but not necessarily different pitches, unless you're tuning your drums to pitches. Let's be honest, not too many of us are doing that. So being musically expressive is challenging. How do you make people want to appreciate your art? Well, that's something that is the great mystery. What makes one drummer more desirable to listen to than another? And when I say that, I want you to think about the great drummers. Think about Buddy Rich versus Ringo Starr in a drum-off. You'll say to yourself, oh my gosh, I mean, Buddy would play circles around Ringo, technically. Of course he would, technically. But you've got to think about how many people Ringo affected with his drumming. He was in one of the greatest bands of all time, the Beatles. And what he did musically, as simple as it may have been, was perfect for the music that his group was creating to reach an audience. And it reached an audience who grew to love and adore that music, and still does today. You know, that's what musical expression is. So all this technical talk I've done is wonderful, but you have to think of it as tools. Technique is just a matter of developing tools to be expressive. In other words, if there's something you want to say musically, you want to be able to say it appropriately. And if you don't have the muscle skills to do so, you won't be able to express that thought, feeling, or musical idea. So that's what technique is for. So you should be practicing technique to serve your playing needs. And here's a perfect example I can give you of being musically expressive with the same thing. If I play this idea 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with an accent on 2 and 4, here's 3 different ways I could play it from 3 different expressive standpoints. If I'm in a punk band and I'm playing that, I'm going to use my wrist to create that tension that punk music wants to have, because it's team driven, it's tension driven. If I'm in a country band and people are going to be dancing, I'm going to play that same rhythm like this. I might throw in an extra accent. Completely different feel, completely different expression of a musical idea. Or if I'm playing in a light jazz combo, I might play it like this. And there's a third way to play the same musical idea, but expressing a different feel, a different feeling, a different emotion perhaps. That's what musical expression is all about. So I'll wrap it up by encouraging you to not get indulged in technique and speed and all of that. focus on being musical and reaching your audience. If people are dancing on the dance floor when you're out with your band, you're doing a good job. If people are applauding at the end of your show, you're doing a good job. If you're getting rebooked for shows, you're doing a good job. If other musicians are nodding their head at you in approval, you're doing a good job. You're reaching people, you're making connections musically, and that's what matters. Use all the technical stuff just to help yourself grow and keep it interesting and explore new avenues of expression. That brings me to this graph here, this XY graph. I took this from Dom Famularo's book, and I credit him for it, although I have seen it in other places. I've seen it used, I think back in college I saw it being used. It's used for a lot of instruments. It's kind of a universal thing. Dom calls it the range of expression. What the idea is how soft and how loud can you play, how slow and how fast can you play, and how far can you do both? Can you play all the way out here super slow and super loud, but also super slow and super soft? Work on developing that range of expression where you can play really fast, really slow, really loud, really soft, and all combinations. And then you can play in a diverse world of music making. You could go one night from a jazz trio gig where you're playing brushes in a dinner restaurant, a lounge, I should say, that's the word I'm trying to get. A lounge, cocktail lounge kind of gig with three of you and you're playing brushes and you're here, you're way down here. And then the next night be out with a hard rock band just tearing it up, playing here. And sound just as great from one place to the next. That's the ultimate of playing the instrument, being able to do that. I hope you've learned something from my technique videos. Again, I don't know everything. I also am a journeyman on a journey, learning as I go, figuring things out as I go. I offer my videos simply as a look into where I am at this moment in time and the things that I know and understand at this point in time. All of them can be challenged and debated for sure, and you're welcome to, but use that challenging for your own growth to justify your own reasons for the things that you do. But again, what I will not back down on is the notion that musical expression is most important. Make sure that you're being musically expressive to reach others through music. That's where it's at.